Hi, my name's Daniel. Today I'll be reviewing How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. How to Win Friends and Influence People was certainly written in blood, meaning that Dale Carnegie wrote this book using lessons learned from his own life experiences and principles learned from the experiences of others. While there is much to be learned in this book, it is no dry lecture. Every point, every principle in this book is enjoyably brought to life by a real life scenario which illustrates the point to be made. One thing that I find really makes this book unique is that it was originally written in the 30s. That means that the stories Dale Carnegie is using to illustrate his points are stories of mobsters and bank robbers and the booming businessmen of the Industrial Revolution. It really is a blast from the past. This book is broken up into 4 parts, including an introduction, and Dale Carnegie uses this introduction to say, hey, these principles really do work. Don't just thumb through the book and throw it away. Reread it. When you encounter a situation that didn't go the way you thought it would, go through, find the principle that relates to that situation, and see where you may have gone wrong. Each of these principles is a tool in your personal toolbox. You don't take the tools in a toolbox, lock it up, throw it in your garage, and forget about it. No, you pull them out as necessary to fix a problem you see in your personal life, the workplace, with your family, with your friends, learning how to win friends and influence people. Part 1 of this book overviews handling people effectively, and the main principle is to basically see things from their point of view. Be selfless. Don't always think about what you can get out of a deal, but try to work with people. The illustration he uses is fishing. He says, I may like this as my favorite food, but fish eat worms. And so if I baited the hook with what I liked, then I would never catch a fish all day. Leveling with somebody and seeing things from their point of view, trying to see how you can actually provide a service that will help them, a product that will help them, getting on somebody's level, will make you more effective in handling people. The second part involves winning friends, and as you go through these 4 parts, you may see that there are some overlaps in the ideas, because there really are foundational principles which basically cover the basics of this entire book. It turns out that if you just go up to somebody and tell them your whole life story and why you're so great, they may not care to pay attention. But if you get to know somebody, listen to their story, people like to talk about themselves because they want to be known and understood. And actually genuinely caring about other people can make them like you as a person. 2 skills you absolutely must learn if you want to be able to win friends is listening. Listen to people, listen to their stories, listen to their feelings, see their point of view, and remembering people's names. People care a whole awful lot about their name, and you remembering someone's name after a week, month, or years will certainly create a positive effect. The third part of this book is going to hurt a lot of people's pride because it has to do with winning people to your way of thinking. And I'll tell you what, it does not involve hammering your ideas into people's heads. It turns out that people are stuck in what they believe. They already know what they think. They don't need you to tell them what's right or what's wrong, even if they are wrong. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Dale Carnegie relives a scenario where he knew that he was right about something. He knew that he had the right answer, but somebody else refused to believe it. And he later reflected that it would have been better for him to just let it go because he didn't actually do anything by being right. You can be right all you want, but it's not going to create long-lasting positive relationships with people. Another brilliant way that Dale Carnegie wins people to his side of thinking is by showing them that it was their way of thinking all along. Whenever you use harsh language and anger to try to push your ideals or ideas on somebody, it just causes them to put a wall up immediately, and it will stop any truths you're saying to go past that wall. If you see that something is absolutely wrong, don't jump on people's backs about it. Be gentle, pose questions, allow them to think about the situation because it's very possible that from their angle they didn't see what was wrong. But whenever you ask proper questions, they may very well come up with the same answer that you had all along. Part 4 of this book dives into leadership. Dale Carnegie really has a lead from the front mentality. He's not sitting on the backs of his men, whipping them into submission, hoping that they'll do the work that he wants them to do. He is stepping first, showing his people what success, what hard work looks like, and allowing them for themselves to follow behind him. He gives the illustration of a business owner walking into his store and sees that a customer is waiting. And he goes and he waits on the customer, even though he could have snapped at a cashier and said, "Why aren't you doing your job? I'm angry. I'm a mean boss man." But instead, he showed what success looks like. He showed what customer service looks like. Leadership is an all-day, everyday experience. Let's stop badgering and nitpicking the people around us. Let's start lifting people up around us, exposing people's potential, and being shining examples of what success, kindness, showing grace to people looks like. Let's show the world what that can do for our communities and for the loved ones around us. Dale Carnegie wrote this book out of his experience, so of course they'll reflect the life that he lived. But I will say that the foundational principles are universal. Principles like kindness and selflessness, caring, being able to listen to others, putting somebody else before yourself, leading by example are all universal values, and they really do work. The principles in this book are incredibly simple, yet equally as valuable. I did a video review of Rich Dad Poor Dad, and right after that a friend of mine saw that I was doing book reviews. And he immediately called me up and said, "You're reviewing books? You have to read this book. I've never heard of it, and it was absolutely worth the read." He was right to call me up and let me know that this was a must read, because it truly is. For each principle, Dale Carnegie tells a story. He then pulls a life lesson out of that story and tells you how that life lesson can change your life and help you win friends and influence people. Well guys, I had a great time making this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more book reviews in the future, please subscribe and comment below about what books you think I should review in the future. I hope that you have an absolutely wonderful, fantastic day. Take it easy, guys.